morning. Today's Wednesday, May 20th. Um, so I'm going to try to go quickly because I only have 5 minutes, but I've decided to put off until tomorrow reviewing Oh Captain, My Captain. So you have a little bit more time to work on that poetry response sheet. And remember, that's practice for an assessment that you'll be doing on how to analyze a poem of your own. So spend some time on that today. And then also, this is what your assignment looks like today. You're watching the video. Then would you please go back into your poetry writing final drafts if I sent yours back to you, or if you haven't turned it in yet, and use mine as a model. So I'm going to open my poetry rough final drafts here just to show you how to do that second page and just a couple tips on the final drafts of your poems. So here's the first page, and the second slide is the assessment that I'll use for reading target number 4. And you need to include the similes, personification, any examples of figurative language that are in your poems, and write the examples right next to the type of figurative language. And then below, which words did you use especially to convey a feeling, a strong feeling? Which words were you thinking about connotative meanings? Okay? And then this last question, what's the tone? What feeling did you want to express in your poem? So these are the poems that I wrote. I'm going to move stuff out of the way. Okay, so winter versus spring. This is a haiku. And I use some pictures from my yard. This one is a limerick about my little grandson. Okay. And then this last one is a 5-cents poem. And I left the link on here. If you're having trouble finding, including figurative language in your poetry, write one of these. Every line is a simile. Every line has imagery in it. So try this out. And on this link, you can find the directions to how to write a 5-cents poem, as well as a couple examples. And then images. Remember, if you insert an image from Google, you don't need to cite it. Just if you go outside of the slides to find your image. And then remember to click on the image and copy the web address using the link symbol up here. Okay, so I think that's about it for the final drafts. Then be sure to turn them in so I can take a look and add them to our shared poetry slides. And then the last thing on here asks you to, if you're done with those other two things, then maybe get a head start on vocabulary. And it sends you to my website where I have this section on poetry vocabulary. Friday is an assessment on these vocabulary terms. And these are resources you can use to study the words. And that's about it for today. I wanted to leave you with the Jabberwocky version, the Muppet version of Jabberwocky. So,
was thrilling, and the slidey toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. Oh, Mimsy, where the bar goes, and the mole rats outgrave.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, where the jump-up bird, and shun the frumious bandersnatch.
He took his vorpal sword in hand, long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree, and stood a while and thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as he came.
Burble, 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 burble.
Aha! 1, 2, 1, 2, and through.
you may have to YouTube the Muppet version of Jabberwocky to see the rest